Ever since I was a kid, I was always told by a lot of people, you should do what makes you happy. You should pick a career that makes you happy. You should study what you want and makes you happy and you find joy in it. And I'm slowly starting to realize that it was just a facade and I was sold a lie over things. Even though I heard a lot about happiness as a kid, and I still do hear it as an adult as well, I'm starting to feel like that the pursuit of happiness is not the real answer to life, to a fulfilling life at least. See, happiness in general, it's a very fleeting emotion. It's something that is not permanent. It's something that comes and goes throughout life and our life events itself. And while there are moments in your life that will make you happy, those moments don't necessarily last forever. Think about this. You've probably prayed a lot for a job and you wanted a job and you got very ecstatic when you got the actual job offer itself. Now that same job is making you completely miserable. You hate going into work. What happened to that happiness? And it's not just that, oh, the job is something that you didn't expect. Even if the expectations were set right, us as human beings, we're just not happy with the condition that we have been put in itself, right? We constantly try our best to actually pursue happiness to the point that even the US Constitution is based off of that. There's mention of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness in the US Constitution. And we have made that our life goal to do, to chase happiness. But I don't necessarily think that that is the correct answer. And I think a lot of people need to be aware of this. It's a trap. It's a happiness trap. Let's go back to the example that I gave about the job that you now hate, that you were so elated to get. Why do you keep on going to that job if it makes you absolutely miserable? Well, you might answer that you need the money, you need the bills paid, but I think it goes a little bit deeper than that, and I think we should dig into that. So, why exactly do you need the money? You want the money and you need the money to obviously pay the bills, but also you want to save up. Save up for what? Save up so you can have some security for an emergency fund for anything that you actually want to do, whether it be travel or really just any life events that happen unexpectedly. And what does that security actually buy you? It buys you this peace of mind. And that I feel like is what we are looking for as human beings. See, we have the two confused. We have peace and happiness both confused with one another. Whereas I believe that human beings are definitely just looking for peace. We think that what we're actually looking for is happiness, but in reality, what we're looking for is actually just peace. Think about this. You're on a roller coaster ride of life. And at the highest point, you're the happiest. And sometimes you go low, and that is sadness. See, happiness is a peak and sadness is a valley. And if you have highs and lows in life, then you're always going to be changing between those two emotions. Life is just going to go up and down internally. Anything can happen externally, but how you feel internally, that is the most important thing. And since happiness is a fleeting emotion, you're always going to have those peaks and valleys if you keep on chasing happiness. Here's what you should do instead. You should chase and acquire peace. You should be going not for the peak, you should be going for the baseline, which is just peace. See, if you have a baseline of something that you want to attain, it's very easy to maintain that throughout your life. Regardless of whatever's happening externally, if you have that baseline, you can always return back to it. Even if you had a little bit of sadness, it's much easier to come back to a middle point. And even for a lot of happiness, it's much easier if you do drop down a little bit, that you come back to the baseline point of peace. And this is what I think that people are just missing throughout their lives. See, that same job that you hate working at, it's at least giving you the peace of mind to continue paying your bills, to provide for your family, to whatever it is. Same spouse that you've been married to for about 30 years or so, you might not feel happiness because of their beauty when you look at them, but you feel at peace knowing that this person is yours. And your parents might also hate you for not becoming a doctor, but at least they're at peace knowing that their son or their daughter is a good man or a good woman. And I'm definitely not taking shots at my parents. So mom, if you're watching this, I'm not talking about our relationship. Either way, I believe that we're pursuing the wrong thing in life because happiness is a fleeting emotion. There's nobody that is sad on the day that they get a job I do believe that we're chasing the completely wrong thing. See, happiness is always going to be a fleeting emotion. There's going to be moments in your life where you're going to be happy, and there's going to be other moments in your life that you're going to be sad. What you need to make sure is that you need to fortify yourself internally to be at a baseline of peace, that you are okay with things, regardless of whatever happens in your life, that you are going to be okay. And you need to make sure that you make your decisions based off of your long-term peace rather than just short-term happiness, because happiness is always going to be short-term since it's a fleeting emotion. Acquire your peace, share your life with people who actually give you peace as well, and that are not just headaches for your entire life. They will essentially make you happy. If you're at peace, you will be happy, but if you're happy, you're not necessarily at peace. Either way, guys, this was episode number 77 of the Daily Lessons podcast. I hope it all made sense to you. And remember to subscribe to the channel as well, because it helps me out tremendously. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye, guys.